You are watching Arsenal Productions presented by Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota. Gettle's got it. It is a Halloween clash between the Riverview Rams and the Manatee Hurricanes. My name's Addison Resco. Alongside me in the booth is my partner, Mr. Jack Vineski. So glad to have you with us for this Halloween battle. These two teams, they come into tonight with two different stories. Manatee, they're a side that has really struggled this year. 4-5, but Riverview as hot as they come.
No, don't let that 4-5 record of the Hurricanes fool you, because they are way different and way better of a team than they seem on paper. All 5 of their losses have come against quality opponents, including a loss to St. John Bosco. And if Manatee wants to win this game tonight, they will have to rely on senior linebacker Ronan Dangler. 78 total tackles, 29 tackles for loss, and 2 interceptions. They're going to have to lean on him and count on his production. They want to be able to contain the two-headed monster that is Riverview's backfield.
Riverview's backfield is one of the best in the state of Florida. You have a senior leader in Isaiah, about 100 carries, 890 yards on the season, along with 13 touchdowns. And you think, wow, that's pretty good for your running back one. But he's not the running back one on this team, because it is junior running back Torion James with 131 carries, 1,318 yards, and 21 touchdowns so far on the season. It is going to be quite the battle here on this spooky Halloween night. Manatee and the Rams coming up when we come back on Arsenal Productions.
The vehicles aren't the only thing that's state-of-the-art. Our facility is second to none at Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.
GettleHyundaiofSarasota.com. Somebody help!
When Sarasota needs a hero for their roof, Mighty Dog Roofing answers the call. Serving Sarasota homeowners with expert roofing, installation, and repairs. Trusted by your neighbors from Lakewood Ranch to Venice. Fully licensed, insured, and committed to 5-star service. Proud sponsors of Riverview High School football.
Are you thinking about working with Mighty Dog Roofing? Well, check this out. Schedule your free inspection today, and you can receive $500 off your next roofing project. That's a top dog offer right there.
Proud sponsors of Riverview High School football. Let's go Rams!
The vehicles aren't the only thing that's state-of-the-art. Our facility is second to none at Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.
GettleHyundaiofSarasota.com. Somebody help!
When Sarasota needs a hero for their roof, Mighty Dog Roofing answers the call. Serving Sarasota homeowners with expert roofing, installation, and repairs. Trusted by your neighbors from Lakewood Ranch to Venice. Fully licensed, insured, and committed to 5-star service. Proud sponsors of Riverview High School football. Let's go Rams!
Welcome back on into Manatee High School, the final regular season game of the year. Like we mentioned, Riverview 7 wins, 1 tie, and 1 loss so far on the season. But this Manatee defense, they are elite. What does Riverview have to do offensively tonight to make sure that they come on the road and beat Manatee?
I think Riverview's number one goal is to get that running game going early. Get Torion James and Isaiah Bell involved as quick as they can, and when they strike first, they have to strike quick. This Manatee offense is not that great, so if Riverview can get their defense off the field as quick as possible, that will be their key to be winning in this football game tonight.
Although the Manatee offense has not performed as they have wanted to so far this season, last week in the district championship game against Braden River, where they won by over 30, they did get quarterback Mason Sumner back, who was out due to a collarbone injury, and he excelled. 8 of 9 passing for 209 yards so far on the season, 402 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. But that's a guy that they're going to need to get going, because at times this Riverview passing attack has shown their vulnerability, letting up those deep shots down the field.
Yes, they have. They have relied on this run game so much more than they have relied on the pass game. And if Mason Sumner can be on his A game tonight, this game will be really close.
And here come the Manatee Hurricanes and the Riverview Rams. The Hurricanes, like we touched on in the open, 4-5 on the season, but it doesn't reflect that. because they have had the toughest schedule in the entire state of Florida. No easy task to deal with. Now it doesn't get any easier going up against Riverview, and there's a lot to play for both of these teams. We'll take a look at the Riverview playoff bracket. Right now you see Riverview in the 2 spot, currently slated to host Alonzo 2 weeks from today at the Ramble. You see Venice slated to host Ridge Community as the number 1 seed in the region. However, if Riverview gets a win here tonight, there is a chance, since Venice doesn't have a game, that Riverview could jump to the 1. But if they lose, now you're talking from going to a guaranteed 2 home playoff games to possibly only 1. And then on the Manatee side, although they have a 4-5 record, that strength of schedule kind of helps out in those rankings. They are still the number 2 seed, and a chance with the win over a top 40 team in the state in Riverview could jump Riverdale for that number 1 spot in the Class 5A bracket. Riverview won the toss and elected to defer for half number 2. The final game of the 2025 regular season. It is a city rivalry. Sarasota and Bradenton meet tonight for Riverview and Manatee on Halloween night. And Brody Carroll sends it to the back of the end zone for the Hurricanes to start their first drive on the 20-yard line, and that will bring up our impact players of the game. Jaquan Williams, like we said, the deep passing game has to get going for the Manatee Hurricanes. That's the guy they got to get the ball to.
Yes, they have. He's been their wide receiver 1 the whole season with 31 receptions, 335 yards, and 2 touchdowns. There isn't really a guy that they rely on more than him tonight.
So first down and 10, ball at the Manatee 20-yard line. The back, Keith Smith. This is a committee running back that Manatee possesses with Keith Smith and Kadon White. Under pressure, and it is incomplete. Gabe Halprin came running in and laid a hit on Sumner. And it will bring up second down and 10. Gabe Halprin right on cue, our other impact player tonight.
Yes, Gabe Halprin is, and if he's able to sustain pressure on Mason Sumner tonight, it will be a rough day for the Manatee offense.
Second down and 10. Gabe Halprin tied for the team total in tackles. Sumner under center. Fakes the handoff, rolls to the right, and he's got his tight end. That is Ronan Tangler. One of the best linebackers in the state of Florida, but can also produce on offense as well.
He's a true dual threat if I've ever seen it. Like, his ability to create the pressure on defense and still make solid plays on offense makes him one of the many reasons why he's our impact player of the game tonight.
Third down and 1 after the gain of 9. Smith the back on third down and 1. Spins off the tackle and then gets lit up. Pino Parks comes in and makes it fourth down and 1. What a nice play by Keith Smith to spin off that initial tackler, but then Pino Parks comes in and lays the hammer.
He does a great job at shedding his blocks there and getting to the running back for that 4th and 1 opportunity, and now that defense is off the field.
It'll be Cade Fessler to boot it away for Manatee. And so Manatee can't convert on third down and 1 as Ashton Clough lets it bounce, and it takes a favorable Riverview bounce. And it will be first down and 10 for Riverview in near plus territory. 11:07 to go, quarter number 1. Rams and Hurricanes knotted up at 0.
The vehicles aren't the only thing that's state-of-the-art. Our facility is second to none at Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.
Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.com.
First down and 10 for the Riverview offense for the first time tonight. Ball is placed at their own 46-yard line. Hands off to Isaiah Belt, trying to bounce outside, and he is wrapped up rather quickly. This running back duo for this Riverview offense has been nothing short of sensational so far this season. Over 2,000 yards between the two combined.
Also, when your running back 2 has got over 13 touchdowns as a running back 2 and your RB1 has got over 20, it really makes it a headache for any defense to deal with them.
2nd down and 9 after the gain of 1. Back on the ground to Belt, and he is met right away. This Manatee defense, they knew that they were good coming into this game, and it's Derek Morgan who makes the tackle for a loss, and it brings up 3rd down and 10. Now Torion James comes in the backfield. Riverview has not been shy to elect to go on the ground on these 3rd down and longs. Nippert tries to go hard count. Dangler showing pressure. First quarter, Riverview 7-1-1, trying to get a statement win over this Manatee side. Nippert looking, has Huffman, and Huffman hauls it in. He is tackled down at the 39-yard line. Huffman, man, he has been nothing short of consistent for this Riverview side this season. You can always depend on him when you need him.
Yeah, on that play especially, he did a great job at separating himself from his man there, and he was wide open, and he was able to convert that 3rd and 9, and now Riverview's got a new set of life.
1st down and 10 at the Manatee 39-yard line. Manatee once again showing pressure as Nippert looks over to his 3rd-year Riverview play caller, Brody Wiseman. James patiently running, finds the hole, and Torion James is tripped up just shy of the 20-yard line. Man, he is so quick to just burst out of nowhere. It looks like he's going to be stopped for a minimal gain. But Torion James continues his impressive campaign. Could very well get to 1,500 rushing yards on the season. It's 1st down and 10. Manatee not set at all. And it's going to be a free 5 for Riverview. You saw Tuzanta Carr was trying to run off, so too many men on the field. And those are the mistakes that Manatee's defense cannot have against a Riverview offense this effective.
Yeah, it's the little things that are going to decide this game tonight, especially when Manatee is on defense. Because Riverview's offense is so dynamic, you have to be perfect. You have to limit any potential mistake, and that was a mistake right there.
Nippert in the shotgun. Once again to James, but he is dragged down again. Derek Morgan in for his 2nd tackle of the game, and he has been a positive impact for this Manatee side so far. They've held their own in the run game so far.
Yes, they have, and that will be their key to win this game, especially because of how dynamic that backfield is. I know we've been talking about that a lot. That's really a point of contention with this game tonight, but yeah.
Once again, on the ground, pushing near the 1st down marker. It's going to depend on the spot. They're going to give it to him. Torion James gets enough on 2nd down and 5. And it is 1st down and 10 as Riverview is about halfway inside the Kettle Hyundai of Sarasota red zone. Nippert once again tries to go hard count on 1st down. First drive of the game from Riverview, which began back at their own 46-yard line after the 3-and-out by Manatee's offense. Nippert wants the one-on-one with Sheffo, and he hauls it in! What a play by Noah Sheffo! Just jumped right over the top of Athean early, and Riverview strikes early.
Yeah, yes, I do. Sheffo did a great job of making separation for himself, that he used his impressively tall frame to grab that ball down in the end zone, and now Riverview's up by 6.
It will be the senior kicker, Brody Carroll, to attempt the extra point. It has been a consistent special teams unit for Riverview this season. And it's good. A low kick, but Brody Carroll knocks it through. 7:50 to go here in quarter number 1. A 3-and-out and a touchdown on the opening drive for the Rams. They lead 7-0 over the Hurricanes.
The vehicles aren't the only thing that's state-of-the-art. Our facility is second to none at Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.
Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.com.
The vehicles aren't the only thing that's state-of-the-art. Our facility is second to none at Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.
Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.com.
Welcome back on in to Manatee High School on Halloween night. Thanks so much for choosing to spend your Halloween night with us here. Addison Resko, Jack Vineski with you all Halloween night. It's an onside kick, and it is recovered by the Hurricanes. Riverview, they've done it often this season. Now their 5th onside kick, but now Manatee with some good starting field position. They'll start right at midfield. And now here is where Manatee is going to have to rely on the junior quarterback, Mason Sumner. This Riverview offense moved right down the field on this Manatee defense, and that just means that this Manatee offense, for really the second time tonight, because they had a good week last week, is going to have to score points in bunches.
Yes, they're going to have to score quickly, especially because of that pressure that Riverview's offense carries. 7-0 down, and now they're at the 50-yard line, so they're in plus position right now.
Hands off to Smith on first down. Tracked down after a gain of 3. This has been a Manatee offense that has run the ball consistently. They do not have a lot of passing yards on the season. That's not their name of the game. They are a ground and pound type of team, 11 rushing touchdowns on the ground between their top 2 backs, Keith Smith and Kadon White. Second down and 7. And a high snap, and Manatee is going to be able to fall on it. And a nice play by Smith to improv and nearly get back to the line of scrimmage. He will only lose 3.5, which seems generous on a play like that.
Yeah, Smith did what he had to do there. He got a very bad hand on that one, but he did just enough to where the loss is around a minimal loss, and now they're facing a 3rd and 13.
3rd down and 14 coming up for the Hurricanes. Went 3-and-out on their first drive, and they're trying to not go 3-and-out on their second drive. 6:56 to go here in quarter number 1. Sumner under pressure again from Halperin, able to dump it off. And Smith gets away! And Smith is gone! Kayvon Love could not wrap him up, and what surely seemed like a loss has turned into a touchdown for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, he just turns nothing into something. When that play started and it started to unfold, it looked like it was blown up and we were going to see another punt from the Hurricanes, but he did an amazing job at creating his space for himself, and now he was able to score, and now we might have a tie ball game here.
What a critical response by the Manatee Hurricanes. Looked like it was going to be another 3-and-out. Instead, we are tied up here at Manatee High School. 6:46 to go here in quarter number 1. It's Riverview 7, Manatee 7.
Somebody help!
When Sarasota needs a hero for their roof, Mighty Dog Roofing answers the call. serving Sarasota homeowners with expert roofing, installation, and repairs. Trusted by your neighbors from Lakewood Ranch to Venice. Fully licensed, insured, and committed to 5-star service. Proud sponsors of Riverview High School football. Let's go Rams!
What a return, or not what a return, what a play that was from running back Keith Smith. Avoided a loss on the play after escaping both Nick Razier and Kayvon Love. Somehow got away from both of them and then took it right up the sideline for a touchdown.
To be honest, I have no idea how he was able to do that. The play looked all but dead, and then he just came out and rose like a phoenix and ran into the end zone for 6.
Torian James is back deep to receive. We'll see if they decide to kick it his way. Well, it won't be him who comes up with it. And dragged down at the 27-yard line. It's Rashad Bryant on the return. So Riverview comes out for their second drive of the game, and that'll bring up our Mighty Dog Roofing impact players. And it goes without saying, it's Torian James on the offensive side of the ball, but then it's Ronan Dangler. This guy, we touched on him on the open. He is nothing short of incredible. He has 78 tackles on the season. Riverview's 2 leading tacklers both have 39, so he has the same amount of tackles as the top 2 players for Riverview. This guy is a weapon and one of the best linebackers in the state of Florida.
Yeah, he's ranked in the top 200, and he's one of the top 10 in Tampa. So it's really impressive the amount of production that he's able to get at the linebacker position.
It's Torian James on the reception. Gain of about 8 yards on the play. There is a flag, however, back at around the line of scrimmage in the vicinity of holding. We will await the word from the official. And it will be a holding. A little bit quicker than last week down in Lehigh. And it will be first down and 20. So Riverview will move back to the 17-yard line. 6:38 to go, quarter number 1. First down and 10, or 20, and Torian James gets tripped up, and there he is, Roman Dangler in on the stop. Second down and long coming up, and these are the situations where Riverview doesn't want to find themselves in, is those pass-only situations, because when you have to guess versus an offense like this who poses such good running backs and wide receivers, it puts you in a position where you can be comfortable, but in these second down and longs and these third down and longs, it makes it a lot more tough. Second down and 17 coming up here for Riverview. And he gets it off to Preziquez. Miles Preziquez has been such an effective tight end for Riverview this year, and he brings it to third down and manageable.
Yeah, he did a pretty good job of just shooting up the field, and Parker Nippert's able to use him as a little escape route. Now it's a 3rd and short.
Third down and about 5 coming up. Torian James remains the back. Manatee showing pressure. They keep it on the ground, and Torian James is going to come up 1 yard short. So decision time for head coach Mark Christiani and Brody Wiseman. And the offense looks like they're going to stay out on the field. Is this a good call here?
I don't think it is a great call, because you have a defense that you can trust, and it's 4th and 1. And if you don't get that 4th down here, you give the ball to Manatee in plus territory.
So 4th down and 1 at their own 35-yard line. And a frustrated Mark Christiani will call his first timeout of quarter number 1. It is Riverview facing a 4th down and 1 when we come back.
The vehicles aren't the only thing that's state-of-the-art. Our facility is second to none at Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.
Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.com. Somebody help!
When Sarasota needs a hero for their roof, Mighty Dog Roofing answers the call. Serving Sarasota homeowners with expert roofing, installation, and repairs. Trusted by your neighbors from Lakewood Ranch to Venice. Fully licensed, insured, and committed to 5-star service. Proud sponsors of Riverview High School football. Let's go Rams!
So after the timeout, Riverview is going to punt it away. It is Brody Carroll. Gives it a ride, sending Smith back. He retreats at the 25. Takes it all the way out to the 41-yard line, make that the 42. And so Manatee now with a chance to drive down the field and take the lead. The offense hasn't done much. One play really has been the story, but 7-7 the score.
Yeah, that one play was really, it went when it mattered. So now let's see if Manatee can use that sway of momentum and get back on the score.
The vehicles aren't the only thing that's state-of-the-art. Our facility is second to none at Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.
Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.com.
Welcome back on in after the water break. 4:28 remains here in quarter number 1. It's 1st down and 10 at the 41 for the Hurricanes. Their 3rd drive of the game. Sumner has time going deep down the field, and a flag will come flying in. Was trying to find Jaquan Williams. And they're going to get Casey Escuerdo for the pass interference. And in the game against Lehigh, that's something that we saw from this Riverview defense. That's where they're vulnerable. Those shots down the field, Lehigh completed a lot of them. And when you don't complete them, a lot of the times those flags have been called against Riverview.
Yeah, so the flags were flying, especially last week. And that was kind of the story of the game with the amount of penalties that happened on both sides of the ball during the game.
So after the flag, it's going to be 1st down and 10 as the Hurricanes move across midfield. Ball placed down at the Riverview 44-yard line. Sumner in the shotgun. White to his left. There's White. And White has a hole, and he's taken down at the 39-yard line, but there is a flag, and it's going to come back for a holding.
Yeah, there was a clear hold on the line, and that will go back to be a 1st and 20.
So 1st down and 20 after the holding penalty against the Hurricanes. Something that they cannot afford to have, that neither of these teams can really afford to have. You saw how it hurt Riverview on that last drive. Backed up after the holding penalty, forced to punt it away. It's 1st down and 20 now for the Hurricanes. Sumner in the shotgun with White to his left. These Hurricane running backs have been effective so far tonight. And he's got his man over the middle. Dontarius Prince. And it's 2nd down and 5 after this Manatee passing attack really looks to be clicking right now.
Yeah, he made that pass. He made that catch and coverage right there. That was impressive. He looked like he got hurt on the play a little bit as he went off the field.
2nd down and 5 after the gain of 15 on 1st down and 20. Again, Mason Sumner, who is coming back from injury. He was out a large part of the season. Came back last week for Manatee's district championship clinching win over rival Braden River. And once again, this Manatee offense continues to drive right down the field. It is Kadon White, and it's another Hurricanes 1st down. Consistently on the ground, Manatee's running backs between Keith Smith and Kadon White have had Riverview's number. Approaching the red zone, Sumner under center once again, back to White. Falls his blockers, White gets the 1st down. And these running backs are just so effective.
Yeah, and part of that is to the credit of the offensive line. They're doing a great job of blocking for both Smith and White, and those chunk plays are going to lead them down the field.
White trying to make a move, but Kayvon Love in there to make the tackle. As Manatee in the Ghetto Hyundai of Sarasota red zone for the first time tonight. Riverview's defense has shown weakness in the games against the tougher teams that they have played. In that game, again, it was the preseason kickoff classic, but 50 points to Port Charlotte, 50 points to Venice. And this Manatee Hurricanes offense trying to drive down the field for their 2nd score of the game. And the Hurricanes will call their first timeout. Hurricanes driving, trying to take a 1-score lead when we come back.
The vehicles aren't the only thing that's state-of-the-art. Our facility is second to none at Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.
Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.com. Somebody help!
When Sarasota needs a hero for their roof, Mighty Dog Roofing answers the call. Serving Sarasota homeowners with expert roofing, installation, and repairs. Trusted by your neighbors from Lakewood Ranch to Venice. Fully licensed, insured, and committed to 5-star service. Proud sponsors of Riverview High School football. Let's go Rams!
Second down and 6. Hurricanes knocking on the door. Smith in motion. Bounces to the outside. And he has his 2nd touchdown of the night. Keith Smith has 2. And Manatee has 2 in a row.
Yeah, Smith did a great job there following his blockers and bouncing off each lineman who crashed on the right side to give him that room to score, and now he's on the board with his 2nd touchdown in the game.
This Manatee offense, which has for such a large part of the season really struggled to find their rhythm offensively, has seemingly found their groove so far tonight. 14-7 the score here at Manatee High School. Hurricanes on top of the Rams.
The vehicles aren't the only thing that's state-of-the-art. Our facility is second to none at Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.
Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.com. Somebody help!
When Sarasota needs a hero for their roof, Mighty Dog Roofing answers the call. Serving Sarasota homeowners with expert roofing, installation, and repairs. Trusted by your neighbors from Lakewood Ranch to Venice. fully licensed, insured, and committed to 5-star service. Proud sponsors of Riverview High School football. Let's go Rams!
Welcome back on in to this Halloween night. (14-7) the score. Caught at the 10 by Torian James. So quick, so elusive, but he gets taken down at the 26-yard line, and it's a big drive for Riverview here early in this game.
Now,
1:56 to go, still plenty of time, but Manatee has some sense of life, and they have all the momentum right now.
Yeah, their offense has come out swinging, and if Riverview wants to try to kill that momentum, a touchdown would be really nice for that Rams offense, and that would be a big morale boost for that defense.
So 1st down and 10 coming up. Nippert in the shotgun with Torian James to his right. Hands off up the middle, following his blockers, and there goes Torian James, weaving by the defense, staying on his feet, dragged down at the 40-yard line. Torian James continues to impress, and he is rolling. What a run.
Yeah, he did his job. He's a tough man to bring down at the end of the day, and he broke multiple tackles, and give credit to his blockers that gave him the opportunity to make that run.
1st down and 10. Hands off once again to Torian James, and this Manatee defense collapses on him quickly. Once again in there quickly is Derek Morgan, who has been a force all night, his 3rd tackle of the game. And those are the types of performances that this Manatee defense has to have to shut down these running backs in Torian James. Riverview has not passed the ball much tonight, only the 2 completions for Nippert so far. Had 1 to Torian James and then 1 to Huffman. That 1 to Huffman was a crucial 3rd down and 10. Riverview was able to pick up on their 1st drive of the game. Once again on the ground, James able to get across the 35-yard line, and it brings up an interesting 3rd down here. 3rd down and 4. Most likely 2-down territory here for Riverview.
Yeah, I could see them. If they don't get this 3rd down here, they will likely go for it. With this Rams offense known to be a little aggressive on the 4th downs, this is the prime spot to go for it here.
3rd down and 4 as time winds down here in quarter number 1. It's a big play for both of these teams early. Once again on the ground, it's going to be close, but Torian James is able to fight his way forward for a 1st down. And betting on the ground game and Torian James, it's what Riverview has done all season long. They pick up the 1st down, and that is going to take us to the end of quarter number 1. Riverview down by 7, but driving. Start of quarter number 2 on Halloween night. Next.
Somebody help!
When Sarasota needs a hero for their roof, Mighty Dog Roofing answers the call. Serving Sarasota homeowners with expert roofing, installation, and repairs. Trusted by your neighbors from Lakewood Ranch to Venice. Fully licensed, insured, and committed to 5-star service. Proud sponsors of Riverview High School football. Let's go Rams!
Are you thinking about working with Mighty Dog Roofing? Well, check this out. Schedule your free inspection today, and you can receive $500 off your next roofing project. That's a top dog offer right there.
Proud sponsors of Riverview High School football. Let's go Rams!
The vehicles aren't the only thing that's state-of-the-art. Our facility is second to none at Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.
Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.com.
The vehicles aren't the only thing that's state-of-the-art.
First down and 10. Start of quarter number 2. Nippert in the shotgun as quarter number 2 gets underway here at Manatee High School. Hands off. Torian James just continuing to give him the rock tonight. And there does appear to be an injury. And it looks to be Derek Morgan, who already has 3 tackles on the night. That would be a massive loss for this Hurricane side. Derek Morgan has truly been all over Torian James on the ground tonight. And you lose a guy like him, and all of a sudden, this running defense is in a lot of jeopardy.
Yeah, that's a huge blow to the Manatee D-line especially, because he's been able to shed his blocks and make those tackles. He has multiple tackles for loss already on top of his normal tackles. So that will be a huge loss, and we'll look out to see if he comes back on the field.
So Derek Morgan able to get off the field. It will be second down and 5. It has been a nice year for Derek Morgan. Someone that Manatee wants to have back, but second down and 5 as we are back to action here. Nippert in the shotgun with Persequez and Belt to his right. Nippert under pressure, gets it away, and it is incomplete. Was trying to go down the field once again to Noah Sheffo. But that pressure from this Manatee defense gets to Nippert and affects that throw.
Yeah, those 2 linebackers came in hot, and that was doing just enough to be able to force that incompletion and set up a third down.
So third down and 5 from the Hurricanes' 25-yard line. The Hurricanes are committing everything to the run so far. Betting on Parker Nippert and this Riverview passing attack to beat them. They'll go on the ground. And Torian James, doesn't matter that all eyes were on him. He is the moment. Picks up another first down. And when you have a running back that can, it's third down and 5, and they're going to him, and you still can't stop it.
Yeah, that just proves how Torian James is as a player. He is so hard to bring down. As we saw, half the Manatee defense was in on that play trying to bring him down, and they just couldn't do it before he got the first down.
So Nippert in the shotgun as Riverview enters the Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota red zone for the the second time tonight. No surprise, it is Torian James on the handoff. Able to get forward for about 2, maybe 3 yards on the carry. And this Riverview offense has been very adamant of what their game is going to be. It's going to be Torian James, and if you can't beat that, you're not going to beat me. Second down and 8 as Manatee quickly gets a player off. Already had 1 penalty due to too many men on the field. Nippert, hands off. There's Torian James, and he's inside the 5-yard line. He is just so quick, so electric, so hard to bring down, and he is single-handedly taking Riverview down the field.
Yeah, give give Torian James the tightest hole, and he will find a way to get through there and generate another first down. Now we got 1st and goal.
Nippert in the shotgun. No surprise, back to James. Somehow stays on his feet and gets all the way down to the 1-yard line. Should have been tackled for no gain and somehow trips his way forward for a gain of 4. So 2nd down and goal as Riverview is trying to tie this game up. And he's not going to get there. He is going to remain at the 1-yard line. This Manatee defense collapses on James, and it brings up 3rd down and goal. This is obviously 4-down territory, but they're going to make the switch here as Isaiah Belt goes into the game. Do you keep it on the ground here? Do you do that one-on-one with Noah Sheffield, which worked earlier?
I think you keep it on the ground. You got to do what's working, and with Isaiah Belt in the game, a more downhill back, it will likely get into the end zone.
3rd down and goal. Huffman goes in motion. Belt gets into the end zone. Torian James goes all the way down the field, and Isaiah Belt puts the cherry on top. Riverview an extra point away from tying this game up. Isaiah Belt gets his 1st touchdown of the game. He has 14 touchdowns now on the season. Brody Carroll to try and tie this game up. It is good. Riverview takes a large portion of the 2nd quarter and the end of the 1st quarter on that drive. We are knotted up here at the Hurricane Stadium. It is 14-14.
The vehicles aren't the only thing that's state-of-the-art. Our facility is second to none at Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.
Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.com.
The kick will be returned at about the 8-yard line by Smith, and he is going to get stopped in his tracks, taken down at the 20-yard line. So this Manatee offense makes its way back onto the field. First drive, 3 and out. Couldn't really get anything going. They faced a 3rd down and 14 on their 2nd drive. Looked like they were going to have another 3 and out, but then the 59-yard touchdown pass to Keith Smith. And then on their last drive, drove right down the field. This Hurricanes offense, it feels like they've sort of figured it out and have their groove going.
Yeah, they definitely have figured it out, especially on the run game where obviously most of the bulk of their production has come from those 2 backs that we've mentioned, and that will be their key to win.
So 1st down and 10, ball at the Hurricanes 20-yard line. Man in motion. Delayed handoff and nowhere to go for Kadon White as he is tripped up rather quickly. Kadon White and Keith Smith have been such an electric duo for this Hurricanes offense tonight. But the passing game, to credit of Mason Sumner, coming back from that collarbone injury, has done a nice job controlling this offense.
Yes, Sumner has done a very good job of controlling the offense by making adjustments pre-play and sending people in motion, really keeping this Riverview defense on its toes.
Sumner in the shotgun on 2nd down and 8. Quick dump off. And this Riverview defense on it right away. A loss of about 5 on the play, and it brings up 3rd down and long. And that's the type of plays that this Riverview defense is going to have to generate. Now really backs up the Hurricanes. They're going to make this 3rd down and 15. Ball spotted at around the 16-yard line. 3rd down coming up. Sumner in the shotgun. High snap, drops back, rolling to his right. Love has the pressure on him, and it is incomplete. Jabari Farland almost had a gift-wrapped 6 interception to his name, but it falls incomplete. And this Riverview defense gets off the field. A crucial drive to kind of change the tide in this game. You got the score, but now you finally got the stop.
Yeah, and give all that credit to Kayvon Love there. He did a great job of forcing the quarterback to move and effectively almost caused an interception by himself, just causing a hurry at the line.
A short punt once again. This time it'll take a Hurricane bounce, but it will not get to midfield. A 30-yard punt. And the Riverview offense will now have some great field position, and it has been one heck of a Riverview offense. They have been a defender's nightmare to go against. You have Noah Sheffa, who set the Rams' single-season receiving record, and you can't do that without a great quarterback. Parker Nippert set the Rams' single-season passing record. Both of them did that in the win against Lehigh last week, and oh my goodness, talk about those running backs. 2,208 yards coming into this game with 34 touchdowns. It's 35 now. It's been a while. Riverview has been known as this defensive type of team. They've had the run game forever, but now they have the passing game. Now they can beat you not only on the ground, but over the air as well.
Yeah, historically, Riverview has been one of those schools where they have made a name for themselves on the ground. 3 yards in a cloud of dust type football, but here's Parker Nippert, a senior quarterback, and he's been doing a great job at distributing the ball to all of his receivers, and that's why we have this dynamic offense.
Nippert has Sheffo right on cue, and he stays on his feet, turning the wheels, and is finally brought down. They will give him forward progress and mark him down at the 35-yard line. Noah Sheffo, who is a transfer from Venice High School. This is a big game for Riverview if they want a chance to have possibly home field against Venice. It is unlikely, but there is still a chance. Those FHSAA rankings, although they probably shouldn't be the number 1 seed, those FHSAA rankings can sometimes surprise you. You have a team like Manatee who's 4-5 right now and currently number 2 in their class. Once again to Sheffo, who blows by and is brought down at the 15-yard line. Riverview moving right down the field, and they're getting it done over the air now.
Yeah, it's those quick routes, especially on that last play with Noah Sheffo being there, making the catch in traffic, and then making 2 men miss for that first down, and now Riverview's in business.
First down and 10 at the 15. Torian James to the pack. Nippert, the handoff to James, and James is collapsed on this Manatee Hurricanes defense. Storm Hens in there on the tackle along with some other Hurricanes, and they have really controlled the line tonight.
Yes, they have. On that last play, it was Carter Robertson on the assist with that, and they just blew that play up, and they couldn't, and they before it even started, really.
Second down and 11. Nippert in the shotgun once again goes to James, cutting up the field, tackled down at the 10-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5. Once again, this Riverview side is one who will most likely go for it. Rams going quick. On the ground again. James has some space. Does he get the first down? It is going to be close. Going to depend on the spot. It looks like he is a yard short. So Riverview going to the line quickly. It is 4th down and 1. Needs to get to the 5-yard line. They will go, and they will get the first. Did he get the touchdown? They marked him down at the 1-yard line. Inches away, looked like he might have extended his hand. Just short. What a great effort on that play. Riverview converts the 4th down, and it is 1st down and goal. Right back to him, and he's in the end zone. Riverview goes right down the field, and they have turned a 14-7 deficit into a 21-14 lead.
Yeah, talk about establishing the run game there. Two out of the 3 touchdowns have been on the ground tonight, and if that's the game plan, we'll probably see a few more.
This Riverview offense has been so effective all year, and they once again are proving it tonight. 21-14. 3:31 remaining here in half number 1. Does Manatee have an answer? They need one. Riverview gets the ball to start the second half. 3:31 to go when we come back.
Somebody help!
When Sarasota needs a hero for their roof, Mighty Dog Roofing answers the call. Serving Sarasota homeowners with expert roofing, installation, and repairs. Trusted by your neighbors from Lakewood Ranch to Venice. Fully licensed, insured, and committed to 5-star service. Proud sponsors of Riverview High School football. Let's go Rams!
Number 37, Brody Carroll, set the kickoff for the Rams.
And Brody Carroll sends it out of the back of the end zone. And Manatee will take over. The Manatee offense got going. They scored 2 drives in a row, had a couple of big plays, but got stuffed on their last drive, went 3 and out. Now with 3:31 to go here and quarter number 2, just how important is this drive for the Hurricanes?
This drive is pretty important for them, basically because will likely bring us into halftime or at least close to it. So they want that extra swing of momentum going into the half, and they will have to rely on Keith Smith and Kadon White to do it as they've been the whole game.
Keith Smith with both rushing touchdowns for the Hurricanes tonight. Sumner under center. It is Malik Bryant, the back. And they will go to Bryant, and the ball has come out! And Riverview forces the turnover. Malik Bryant coughs it up. And the Rams are in business already inside the Kettle Hyundai of Sarasota red zone.
And that was a huge blow for Manatee on the first play of the drive. Malik Bryant coughs up the football, and now the Rams have it within the red zone, looking to strike again before the half.
They put in their 3rd string running back. Just over 200 yards on the year for Malik Bryant, the senior running back. And it is a critical mistake, which now gives Riverview a chance to take a 2-score lead into halftime. Nippert to Belt on 1st down. He gets tackled after a solid gain of about 6 yards. Isaiah Belt nearing his way to 1,000 yards on the season and almost 3,000 yards in his Riverview career. 160 yards away coming into tonight's game from getting to 3,000 rushing yards, which is such an impressive feat for any running back to accomplish. They'll give it to him again here. Gets a push from his offensive line, still turning the wheels. And it is 1st down and goal. Isaiah Belt does not go down easy. And it's 1st down and goal. Man, this kid can run.
Yeah, talk about a guy like Isaiah Belt who has been loyal to this Riverview program since day one and has been on varsity effectively for most of his high school career, and closing in on 3,000 rushing yards is an impressive feat for anybody.
On 1st and goal, right back to the ground. And tackled quickly by Ronan Dangler. Picks up his 80th tackle on the year. Make that his 30th tackle for a loss. That is unbelievable. Has nearly half of his tackles for loss. That is one of the most impressive stats that anybody on the defensive side can have.
Yeah, Ronan Dangler's been putting up video game-like numbers in his senior year.
2 minutes to go here in quarter number 2. Once again, Isaiah Belt, and once again in the end zone. His 2nd of the game, and Riverview has opened up a 2-score lead. That's 3 unanswered scores.
Yeah, this Riverview offense has all the momentum in this game right now. Manatee needs to have a response quickly to stop the bleeding.
27-14, the extra point pending. And just when it looked like the Hurricanes had all the momentum in this game, this dominant Riverview passing attack has come to life. 28-14 the score. Under 2 minutes to go here in half number 1. Do the Hurricanes have an answer this time around? We'll be right back after this short break.
Somebody help!
When Sarasota needs a hero for their roof, Mighty Dog Roofing answers the call. Serving Sarasota homeowners with expert roofing, installation, and repairs. Trusted by your neighbors from Lakewood Ranch to Venice. Fully licensed, insured, and committed to 5-star service. Proud sponsors of Riverview High School football. Let's go Ram!
And this kick is returnable. Smith with the head of steam and gets brought down. Nice return, though. Gets to about the 28-yard line where Manatee will take over. It was a one-play drive their last time around. Malik Bryant turned it over. And now this Manatee offense now really needs an answer, right? If you didn't score last time, you're down 7. It doesn't really matter that Riverview's getting the ball back. But the way that this Riverview offense is working, you give Riverview the ball to start the second half, up by 2 scores, and it feels like a long ladder to climb to get yourself back into this game. That changes with the score here.
Yeah, this Rams offense is hot, and Manatee really needs a score here. It doesn't matter if it's a field goal, but they need to get some of the momentum back on their side.
Quickly over to Williams on the dump off. And it is good enough for a first down. A quick little hitch route to Williams, their leading receiver coming into this game. 31 receptions, 335 yards. They have got to get him going. They've taken a shot to him earlier in the game, generated a pass interference. This Manatee side, you just feel like they have to open it up over the air to beat this Riverview side.
Yeah, their running backs are currently doing all the heavy lifting, and there's no receivers that are being involved. Getting a guy like Jaquan Williams in there will make this passing attack a little more dynamic, and that's what they need right now.
Sumner on 1st down and 10. Another high snap. The handoff goes up the middle. A little delayed draw to Kadon White. Kadon White, only a sophomore, getting some valuable minutes. One of the top backs on this Hurricane side. Another hitch over to Williams. And it is close to a first down. It will be 3rd down and 4. And a timeout has been called by Riverview with 57 seconds to go here in quarter number 2. We'll hear a quick word from Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.
The vehicles aren't the only thing that's state of the art. Our facility is second to none at Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.
Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.com.
Second down and 6. Back from the timeout break. It's third down and 5, excuse me. Sumner looking over the middle, and he had Williams, but it is incomplete. So 57 seconds remain. Decision time now. Going for this is risky. If you give Riverview the ball back, they're probably going to go down and at least get 3.
Yeah, if I'm Manatee here, I would be playing it a little safe here because that Rams offense is scary right now, and you do not want to give them the football in plus territory.
It looks like they are going to go for it, though. 20 seconds to get this play clock, or to get this play off. Sumner is talking to his offensive coordinator on the sideline, runs in now. They do reset the play clock, so a fresh 25, and you would have to think that Manatee is going to have to call a timeout here.
Yeah, and burn their last one.
Only one timeout remains for Manatee. Riverview has 2. Sumner on fourth down. They will go for it, and they will not get it. Overshoots Jaquan Williams, and Riverview can now make them pay. They still have 2 timeouts, and that's plenty of time to work with this explosive offense.
Yeah, with 52 seconds left on the clock with 2 timeouts, that is a lot of time left on the clock. We had Jabari Farland in on the coverage, and that was really just a dangerous pass by Mason Sumner there. He's lucky that he's not giving up the ball.
So the Downs team had it wrong. So it was fourth down, or that was third down. So this is fourth down. They had it as fourth down on the, or they had it on fourth down on that last play. So a little confusion, but there is still time for Riverview to go down the field here and possibly kick 3.
You got a flag on the play.
And it is a penalty on the Hurricanes. And so they're going to redo. So Manatee will have to boot this one away again. Riverview would have started at the 20-yard line now. Possibly get a chance to get some better field position. And a fair catch by Ashton Cliff at the 25-yard line. So 37 seconds remain here in the second quarter. What will this Riverview offense decide to do with 37 seconds to go? What do you like here in this situation? Do you take it into halftime? You're up 14, you get the ball back, or do you decide to be a little risky here?
Honestly, I think you play it safe here. You are up 14. You have all the momentum. You have 2 timeouts left. Now, Isaiah Bell and the 2 running backs, Isaiah Bell and Torian James, are in their zone right now. So why not have them run out the clock into halftime with the 2 running backs that have been doing all the work?
Could possibly even get them to break one out unexpectedly, and then you can decide to be a little more aggressive. We'll see what Brody Wiseman decides to cook up here on first down and 10. The ball placed at the 24-yard line. You see Anthony Miller run out there late. 13 on the play clock, still plenty of time. Handoff goes to James, and he gets tackled down.
Ronan Dangler in on the play again.
Ronan Dangler just so elite, able to track down those running backs so quickly. And Riverview does look more than content, not to the liking of Parker Nibbert, but to take this one to the halftime break.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to run out this game clock, and we will go into halftime.
That's
at
exactly
28-14.
That's exactly what will happen. Manatee jumped out to a 14-7 lead over the Rams. 3 unanswered scores sees the Rams on top of the Hurricanes, 28-14. We'll be back with second half action on Arsenal Productions when we come back.
Actually, it was going to be Ted Bridgewater. That was the coach. And he got suspended right before the game, and that's when he wanted to go back to the Bucs, right? That's why we playing the whole trip, because we're both from Michigan. You know, he was a quarterback there last year. Anyway, so after that game, the coaches say, if either of us needs it, we'll play. Well, Dennis needs it. The problem is, what if they go there and lose? And that's what they said, man. We can't even risk it. We can't even risk it. We'll just stay where, whatever you guys do tonight, we'll roll the dice with that. But if they go there, because if they go down there and beat Northwestern, obviously they're going to be number one in the region. But if they lose at least two playoff games, they're not going to host. Yeah. Yeah, he gave me a little bit of inside information on that, but I love that. Yeah, because I don't understand the numbers. You can do it on FHA, and I can't figure it out. Yes. I don't get it. Tampa Bay Tech was good. That's just the way it is. He's got to struggle with these games because, you know, that's why I love Christianity. He's like, whatever, we line up. And England and Port Charlotte. Those two were the two best games I saw all year. Port Charlotte and Riverview, good, great games. Yeah. No, your Riverview and Port Charlotte preseason, I didn't even go to that. I was sick. I came here and I was like, there was a shootout.
Get to work immediately, you are getting uniform. You get to focus on healing, you can rest the time. You're not be loud or provided, or you know how to get the ball. Call now, 3 times a day. Blake, Murphy, Adams, all in
this region, Port Charlotte, they're not in the same region. Around here, Southwest Florida, Port Charlotte, Riverview, Madison. Moving on. Central Northwestern, which was Aquinas. That's who Manatee played last year in the semifinals. And both of them were averaging 50 plus points a game. You know what that final score was? 20-17 or 17-14, something like this. A bloodbath. Just smashed each other the whole game. Yeah, it was great football. It actually was. Man, I love the way that Christianity turned that whole team around this year. It is. Yeah, they do. And I've talked to almost every senior on that team, almost to a person. So I asked them, what is the deal this year? Just in the locker room. That's what it is, in the locker room. defensive bounds is so far. It is. They're loaded. They're loaded. I mean, I talked to that kid, Valorelli. You know who he reminds me of? Exactly who he reminds me of. When I see them, I'm like, he don't care. They just stick their head in there without anybody. I dig it that. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So my team, my coach is on the hot seat in college right now. Michigan State, obviously, they stink. But so I'm talking to the general manager, and I got friends that we went to college, so they were all football players, and they're big time. They're not little time. They're little. Cozell Ash, Plaxico Burrs, and Herb Hayes. Like everybody knows who they are, man. So they start talking this week, obviously, before the Michigan game. He goes out there and lays an egg. He and Cole, the general manager, are talking on text, and he said he asked me a question. I said, "What are you talking about?" Michigan State is over. They did not ever say not one scout to Riverview all year long. Not one. And he told me he would. He didn't ever. They went to Venice. They went to New York. They went everywhere else. And then this is another thing. Johnny Jones, the DJ's the 70, the big lineman. So he tells me at the Sarasota Venice game last week, Michigan State never even offered him. So I called him over and I said, why would you not offer him? He said, and this is the exact quote. The offensive line coach does not recruit Texas or Florida. What are you even doing? Why? What are you? Two of the top three. I'm saying, you guys, I can check for another couple weeks and you're fighting all of them. It is over. You're done. They're just a wreck. It's embarrassing. It really is. Yeah. Did they offer it?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and high school football fans, may I have your attention, please? As part of the U.S. Army's Friday Night Lights Tour, we
You are getting a look at some of the past state championships that were won by the Manatee Hurricanes. This one in particular back in 1989 where they won 27-8 over Carroll City. Back in 1989, they actually had to win the Texas tiebreaker here at Manatee High Stadium, and they won it, and that was just to get them into the playoffs. They ended up turning that Texas tiebreaker into a championship. And then their most recent one back in 2011, where they won 40-0 over First Coast. They were a quarter away from going to the playoffs, to going back to a state championship game. But this is a program at Manatee High School that has a pretty storied record. You have 5 state titles, 6 if you count 1915, but are we really going to count 1915 high school football state championships? But regardless, this is a high school that has one of the better records in the state and in the area teams, but now being challenged by Venice. But this is one of the most historical programs in Manatee High School.
Yeah, it's not just the state titles for the Hurricanes. It is all the appearances that they have gone so far into the playoffs, whether it be the semifinals, the state championships, or just making it to the quarters. They have been so consistent at getting far in these Florida state playoffs. As we know, Florida is one of the toughest states for high school football, and it really just shows how the longevity of Manatee has been over these past decades.
Well, this will be Manatee's playoff bracket if the season ended today. They would go up against Charlotte. Charlotte not too far away, about an hour away from here in Bradenton, Florida. But if they lose today, it is very possible that Cape Coral will jump to the 2 spot and that Manatee will jump to the 3 spot. But the thing that kind of jumps out to me when looking at that bracket is just how winnable it is for Manatee. Charlotte should really be no problem. Cape Coral, Gulf Coast, Manatee should have their way, and a side like Riverdale, it's a winnable game. Not that they would be favored or projected to win that game, but it's a Manatee side who once again has a chance to find themselves in the Final Four. On the flip side, for Riverview, like we mentioned, they are still slated to play Alonzo in the first round. The big goal for Riverview is to get that rematch against Venice in the regional final. That game right now would be slated to be played at Powell Stadium down in Venice, Florida. However, a big enough win here from Riverview could possibly tilt towards Riverview getting the number 1 seed and having home field advantage for all those games, but it's going to be tough. Venice ended the regular season with the win. However, they do not have a game tonight. And those, like we mentioned it earlier on the broadcast, those FHSAA playoff rankings, they're a little wobbly. They're a little bit shaky at times. There was a season where Riverview was 4-6 and made the playoffs, and then there was a season where Riverview beat Sarasota, and Sarasota was still ranked ahead of Riverview.
Yeah, it all takes into account the strength of schedule that these football teams face. And take Manatee. Manatee's a perfect example right now, as they are sub 500, but yes, they are the 2 seed because of the amount of difficult teams that they have played outside of their district. They have gone up north to Georgia. They have got St. John Bosco all the way down here from Southern California to play. They have gone up to Lake City, Florida, which is towards the Panhandle up in North Florida. They have been going out of their way to play tough teams, and that's all their losses. They have handled business against teams around this area and around their district.
They will have a tough task tonight to do the same. Down by 14, Riverview gets the second half kick. What are the keys to the game? One for Riverview, one especially for the Hurricanes, because they have got to find a way to claw back into this game. You're not going to get over those allegations of you can't beat the good teams. It's something that both of these teams are facing. Riverview has had a relatively easy schedule, and in that game they played against Venice, they lost. They're now trying to get that win over a big team, but same for Manatee. They've struggled versus the big teams, but they've handled business with the smaller teams.
Yeah, I would say one key to the game for Manatee is to get the defense off the field quickly. Now you have Derek Morgan back in the game from injury. He has been playing since roughly halfway through the second quarter. Now for Riverview, keep the steam going on the ground. You have Torian James and Isaiah Belt absolutely killing it right now, and if they keep those two going, it will be smooth sailing for the Rams.
Well, Torian James does not field the kickoff cleanly, and Riverview is going to be backed up to their own 10-yard line to start this first drive of the second half, and it's a big drive at that for this Manatee Hurricanes defense. But you do mention back out on the field, Derek Morgan. This is a critical drive for this Hurricanes defense. So Nippert and this offense, who has just had their way on the ground tonight, makes its way on the field for the first play of half number 2. Miles Perziquez to the right. No running back. Now Isaiah Belt goes there. He was lined up on the wide. Play action. Nippert wants it all, and it is incomplete. He had Torian James open. James was able to blow by Jordan Sanders, but just overthrown.
Yeah, Torian James really using his speed in the open field to his advantage there. Generates, really, he burns his man, and just ball is barely overthrown. And if I'm Manatee, I'm thanking my lucky stars there, because that would have likely been one play, one touchdown, Riverview up 35-14.
It had touchdown written all over it, but Nippert not able to connect with the former wide receiver Torian James. It brings up second down and 10. Belt just shoving off tacklers and turns what should have been nothing into something, and so it brings up third down and short. A critical play here for this Hurricanes defense. Can start to get the momentum back if you get a key stop here.
Yeah, a 3 and out is truly needed for this Hurricanes defense just to get the momentum back on their side, and you're sitting pretty in ball position. Should a punt happen in plus territory, they'd really need something here.
But that will not happen. Isaiah Belt just using his strength and picking up the first down. Those third down and shorts, the defense, we kind of touched on it earlier. They know what's coming, but it doesn't matter. It seems not to matter with these guys in the backfield. First down and 10. Riverview started this drive at their own 10-yard line after Torian James botched the kickoff return. Once again on the ground, and this Hurricanes defense able to corral them quickly. It's Storm Hentz in on the initial stop. And Storm Hentz has been a guy, comes in as that secondary linebacker to Ronan Dangler, and Ronan Dangler gets all the attention, but Storm Hentz, he's just as productive sometimes on defense.
Yeah, we really haven't given him the credit that he has deserved today. And that stop right there was a prime example of what he can do in the clutch when Ronan Dangler is double teamed.
Second down. James just so patient, and he picks up another first down. He's just so good at following those blockers. Just lets the offensive line block for him and make those holes, and then boom, that acceleration that he has, it's so quick to stop. It's nearly impossible.
Yeah, it's not even just letting the play develop as Riverview is coming out of the no huddle. It's not just letting the play develop. It is making that second cut. And as we saw there, and even Torian James is a tough man to bring down alongside of Isaiah Bell, as we saw 4 Manatee guys trying to make the tackle.
Nippert dumps it off, and wide open is Torian James. Beautifully designed, and Riverview back on top by 3 scores.
Yeah, Torian James really using that breakaway speed like we touched on that missed post route. Just the second he's able to find open air, he just takes off, and like we saw there, he disappeared.
Torian James on that play looked like he was setting up to block, and then he pops out of nowhere, and Nippert able to hit him in stride, and there was nobody anywhere close to Torian James. The extra point is up, and it is good. Riverview takes 3 minutes, goes right down the field, and opens up a 3-score lead. They're making a statement on this spooky Halloween night. 35-14, Rams on top of the Hurricanes.
The vehicles aren't the only thing that's state-of-the-art. Our facility is second to none at Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.
Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.com.
Brody Carroll will boot it away as Manatee will start this drive at the 20-yard line. And it now feels like this is a time that it's a must-score drive. You cannot give the ball back to Riverview up by 3 scores.
Yeah, back's against the wall here, and you really have to generate a score here just to get a shred of momentum back on your side. And if I'm Manatee here with the sub 500 record and all of your losses are against quality teams, would it really ask the question if I can get it done yet?
So they'll start at the 20-yard line. Sumner under center. Keith Smith the back. He has both rushing touchdowns for the Hurricanes so far. And that's where they'll go. And this Riverview defense not letting Smith go anywhere. A crowd of Riverview players in on the stop. Aaron Zinn and Miles Perziquez among the bunch. This Manatee offense, we talked about it. Their identity has been mostly on the ground this year. You're down by 21. It has to start opening up over the air. You've got to take those shots down the field. It's, like we've mentioned, an area where Riverview has shown vulnerability, but they've only taken 1 shot down the field. The time that they did, it worked. They got a first down. We'll see what Sumner does here. They will take a shot. And is it hauled in? It is! Right on cue, Jaquan Williams.
Yeah, that's the way that Manatee has to get back into this game. You saw the game against Lehigh last week where all their chunk plays came by throwing the deep ball. If I'm Manatee here, I would use that exploit. Hey, Riverview secondary isn't as strong as their D-line, so why not throw the ball deep and open the playbook?
4th reception of the game for Jaquan Williams, the leading wide receiver by a large margin for this Hurricane side. They need him now. Hand off. Smith! Elaine! Can he go for his 3rd? Yes, he can! Forget the pass! You've got Keith Smith! Manatee fighting and clawing their way back into this game.
Yeah, the offensive line there really opened up the largest hole we have seen from them. And Keith Smith saw that hole, saw that gap open up, and he took off. And he's going to the house, and now we have a 35-20 ball game.
Well, and that's what the passing game can do. It can open up, right? They've been run. Okay, now they complete a 20-yard pass down the field. All right, well, now we got to pay more respect to the pass. Boom, right away. They go right down the field for a touchdown. The extra point is up, and it is good. Keith Smith, he came into this game with 3 touchdowns. He has matched that tonight. He's got 3 of them, and the Hurricanes are trying to claw back into this game. 35-21, 3rd quarter.
The vehicles aren't the only thing that's state-of-the-art. Our facility is second to none at Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.
Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.com. Somebody help!
When Sarasota needs a hero for their roof, Mighty Dog Roofing answers the call. Serving Sarasota homeowners with expert roofing, installation, and repairs. Trusted by your neighbors from Lakewood Ranch to Venice. Fully licensed, insured, and committed to 5-star service. Proud sponsors of Riverview High School football. Let's go Rams!
Welcome back on into Manatee High School. Two respective 2 seeds in the Class 5A region and Class 7A region battling it out here tonight. Riverview with a 35-21 lead. Riverview will start this drive at the 20-yard line. They drove right down the field for a touchdown. Torian James on the receiving end. But then it was Keith Smith kind of keeping the Hurricanes alive. It felt like a must score for the Hurricanes on that last drive, and they converted big time.
Yeah, that really was a must-score drive because they were dangerously close to getting into a running clock. Just 2 more scores, and that would be a running clock. Now you have Smith shooting through the gap, was able to take it to the house. 35-21 now Riverview. Manatee might have a shot and getting a second chance at life here.
First down and 10, ball at the 20-yard line. Torian James, the back. Play action. Nippert going down the field. Aston! No, it's Anthony Miller! And he holds it in! Anthony Miller in double coverage makes the play. Just a beautiful job as Miller kind of had to come back for that one a little bit. Falls to the ground and completes the catch.
Yeah, that was an impressive catch right there. The quarterback turned wide receiver, really showing off his ability to catch the ball in that situation in double coverage.
Nippert will keep it. Has some space trying to follow his blockers, and it's a positive gain for Parker Nippert. Second down and 4 coming up. Riverview has taken that deep shot a couple times tonight. Nippert finally gets one to fall in the hands of one of his receivers.
Yeah, finally. It took a while, but Parker Nippert delivered an absolute dime to Anthony Miller for a huge chunk play there. And on the most recent one, people forget that Parker Nippert can run, and we have a second and short.
And off up the middle. Good enough for the first down. Torian James once again. Just no answer for this Riverview offense. Nearing their way to another 40-point game. Manatee forced 1 3 and out. That happened after an initial holding penalty on the Rams, which set them back to first down and 20.
Yeah, that was on the very first drive of the game, if I might be
Second drive of the game.
First, second drive of the game. After that, they haven't found an answer for this Rams offense.
First down and 10. Nippert has Huffman, but it is overthrown. Just a little too long. Huffman had a step.
Ever so slightly, Huffman beats his man on the route, and Parker Nippert just couldn't deliver a well-placed ball, just slightly overthrowing it.
Second down and 10. Riverview approaching the Ghetto Hyundai of Sarasota red zone. Manatee in man coverage. Riverview has the chances to take their shot as Torian James will be tackled down quickly once again. It's Storm Hentz on the tackle, and it brings up a big third down here. A chance for the Hurricanes to get off the field, maybe first force Riverview to take a field goal.
Yeah, and that would be a slight win in itself, as they have really found no answers to, it doesn't matter the rush or the pass, but that would be a win.
Nippert looks over to his play caller. Nearing the halfway point in quarter number 3. Riverview trying to secure 2 home playoff games, possibly even 3, with the large enough win. And a timeout will be called. Riverview takes their first timeout of half number 2. A critical third down and 7 when we come back.
Somebody help!
When Sarasota needs a hero for their roof, Mighty Dog Roofing answers the call. Serving Sarasota homeowners with expert roofing, installation, and repairs. Trusted by your neighbors from Lakewood Ranch to Venice. Fully licensed, insured, and committed to 5-star service. Proud sponsors of Riverview High School football. Let's go Rams!
Welcome back on in. 6:20 to go in quarter number 3. A big 3rd down and 7 for this Manatee defense trying to get off the field. We'll see how Riverview attacks this. They love to run on these 3rd down and longs. That's what they'll do. It's a pitch, a lot of space, and Torion James is hit hard, and he is going to be stopped short. It's going to be about 4th down and 3. So decision time. Will the offense remain on the field? It looks like they will.
That has been a contention point. They have constantly been aggressive this whole game.
4th down and 3. It would be about a 39-yard field goal from here. Riverview trusting their offense to make a play. Sheffo makes the play. There is a flag that is dropped at about the 9-yard line. Taking your shot one-on-one. Let's see what the flag is. And an eligible man down the field. So the 4th down conversion is negated. So now it's going to be 4th down and 8. So will Riverview now send out Brody Carroll? A field goal does make it a 3-score game.
Looks like they are. Or they're going to talk it over.
The offense will not go off the field. They will go for it. You want to talk about trust. 4th down and 8, and this feels like it could be the biggest play in this entire game. Can Manatee get off the field? We'll see if Riverview does a hard count here. 9 on the play clock. And they're going to call timeout. So Riverview calls their 2nd timeout of the half. They will have 1 more remaining. And they will talk it over. 4th down and 8 coming up. This is a big decision in this game. What do you like here? Do you take the points or do you trust your offense like you've done all season to go out there and make a play?
I would take my points here. You're going to give Manatee a extra shock of life that you don't want to give them if they get that stop here. And I would put the trust into Brody Carroll to make the shot, to make this field goal here, which is quite frankly a chip shot for him.
That is not what they will do. The offense will go back out onto the field. Ball at the Manatee 19. 4th down and 8. What do you got, Parker Nippert? Confusion on the Hurricanes defense. Nippert has time, going to the end zone, and it's a touchdown. Noah Sheffo has his 2nd. 4th and 8. What a gutsy call, and it pays off for the Rams.
Take what I just said and throw it out the window. As Noah Sheffo creates enough space to allow Parker Nippert to get into his mode and delivers a dime right into the hands of Noah Sheffo, and Brody Carroll is on the verge of putting this game 42-21.
Parker Nippert last week set the Rams single-season passing record, and Noah Sheffo last week set the single-season receiving record for this Riverview side. This offense is rolling. They had the guts to go for it on 4th and 8, and it pays off. 18 yards to Noah Sheffo.
Somebody help!
When Sarasota needs a hero for their roof, Mighty Dog Roofing answers the call. Serving Sarasota homeowners with expert roofing, installation, and repairs. Trusted by your neighbors from Lakewood Ranch to Venice. Fully licensed, insured, and committed to 5-star service. Proud sponsors of Riverview High School football. Let's go Rams!
Back for the Canes, number 2, Keith Smith, and number 14, Sean Wilson.
And Carroll gives it a ride. And Smith will be able to return it. Already has 3 touchdowns. You have got to be kidding me. Keith Smith is gonna go all the way. Have yourself a night, kid. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 of them. And Manatee continues to stick around.
This game for the Hurricanes has been all Keith Smith today. Even he's got the big chunk plays on the ground on offense, and he's so dynamic. He was able to take a bad catch at the goal line, 100 yards to the house, and Manatee still got a little bit of life in him.
Man, has Keith Smith had one heck of a night. 4 touchdowns, this kid. The extra point is up. And it is good. Well, how about a 1-2 punch? Rams on 4th and 8 get a touchdown. And then Keith Smith goes 99 yards. 42-28, halfway through quarter number 3.
The vehicles aren't the only thing that's state-of-the-art. Our facility is second to none at Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.
Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.com.
Keith Smith, smoother than a ghost on ice skates, took 99.5 yards for the score. On for the kickoff.
Welcome back on in. If you tuned out for the last 5 minutes, boy, did you miss some great football. 4th and 8, Riverview goes for it. They convert, and not only convert, but get a touchdown. And then Keith Smith goes 99 yards to the house for his 4th touchdown of the game. We've got some fireworks on this Halloween night. Addison Rusco and Jack Vineski on the call with you. We've got a thriller on our hands. And it is into the back of the end zone and out for a touchback. So this Riverview offense, they have converted, but you feel like Manatee might have, they've improved here so far in the second half, but now Keith Smith can only bail you out so many times. At least we think they've got to be able to get off the field here. You can't, it's great Keith Smith scoring and all, but you have to get a defensive stop here, because a defensive stop, a score, a 1-score game in the 4th quarter, man, anything can happen then.
Yeah, especially what you're saying. When this offense, when this Hurricanes team has been all Keith Smith, he's put the team on his back. I'll give him his credit. But you have Ronan Dangler, who has been relatively silent. You've had Derek Morgan, who's been relatively silent, returning from injury. They have to figure out something on defense to keep their offense rested.
And there's Isaiah Belt, just hard running. Was able to get past the initial tackle from Storm Hens. And it's going to be a 1st down. Just hard running. And it's so hard as a defense because you have Isaiah Belt. And then Isaiah Belt gets tired. And then you have to deal with Torian James. These running backs might get a break, but the defense never truly does.
Yeah. Especially because these two are like yin and yang to each other. Like Torian James is this quick, shifty guy, and Isaiah Belt is very downhill. He Belt reaches his top speed after a while running, and James is very quick, very shifty, and it's hard for Manatee to counter.
Play action, under pressure, gets it away to Sheffo, falls back and completes it. What an adjustment right there from Noah Sheffo, who continues to impress. That's just a great reaction right there. Able to notice the ball is short and falls back, kind of retreats to the ball, picks up another first down.
Yeah, that ball was really underthrown, but props to Noah Sheffo for being able to make the adjustment. And you saw him after asking where was the pass interference call, but he didn't really need it.
First down and 10 at the Hurricanes' 40-yard line. Back on the ground to Belt. And Belt just fighting for yards, and he picks up 5 on the first down carry. Isaiah Belt, a senior running back on this Riverview side. We touched on it earlier, nearing 3,000 rushing yards in his Riverview career, 1,000 nearly on the season. Riverview driving once again. It's second down and 5 at the 35.
Defense showing pressure.
Once again, man on man. Anthony Miller cannot haul it in. That's good coverage right there from this Manatee defense. Jared Sanders in on the coverage, and it brings up third down and 5. And once again, these are the chances that the Hurricanes have to capitalize on. They have to be able to get off the field. Still plenty of time remaining in this game. And a stop can give you that momentum you need. Torian James to back on third down and 5.
Manatee really needs to stop here just to even get him any momentum going their way.
Man, you want to talk about stacking the box. They're showing a heavy blitz. And somehow, some way, Torian James gets away, and he's in the end zone. That is incredible. 8 players try, 8 players fail.
When you have so many guys stacking the box, you would expect Manatee to at least get a stop him short, force a 4th and 1, 4th and 2.
They didn't even touch him.
They've missed the whole time. Torian James comes in to be that third down back, which he usually isn't, and creates that space for a 35-yard score.
My word, this kid Torian James can play ball. It doesn't matter about height or weight. These college coaches are surely going to be calling this kid. He is electric. 49-28, Riverview offense, unstoppable.
The vehicles aren't the only thing that's state-of-the-art. Our facility is second to none at Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.
Gettle of Sarasota.com. Somebody help!
When Sarasota needs a hero for their roof, Mighty Dog Roofing answers the call. Serving Sarasota homeowners with expert roofing, installation, and repairs. Trusted by your neighbors from Lakewood Ranch to Venice. Fully licensed, insured, and committed to 5-star service. Proud sponsors of Riverview High School football. Let's go.
Welcome back on in. It has been one heck of a third quarter, punch after punch. Keith Smith was trying to keep that from going behind the touchline. It will be first down and 20. Manatee, the offense has done it, but the defense has not. It has to be Keith Smith, right? You just have to keep feeding him until Riverview stops it, right?
Just give him the ball to Keith Smith. As we can tell, Riverview has not found an answer for Keith Smith. They have sort of found an answer for Kadon White, the other running back that we expected to be the tail of the workhorse tonight. But clearly it has been Keith Smith, as Kadon White is in the game in the backfield for Manatee.
Well, he's got to be gassed just a little bit. All those touchdowns tonight, and that 99-yard rushing touchdown or kickoff return for a touchdown. Let's see what White has. Takes it for about 5 yards on the first down and 10 carry. You'll probably feel a sense of urgency from this Manatee side
Yeah, they do have 3 timeouts, however, compared to Riverview's 1. So that might come into play if they keep on feeding it to Keith Smith.
They're going to need all these 3 timeouts if they want a chance to come back in this game, or if they even get in a position where they can come back in this game.
If I'm Riverview, I might just keep on piling it on, try to force a running clock and get out of here early.
2nd down and 5. Sumner. Once again, the Hurricanes elect to go to the hitch route, and it's Elijah Christensen. It's going to be a 1st down, just enough to get a 1st down and move the sticks. And that hitch route tonight has really worked for the Hurricanes. It's really just been open. The backs have really just been playing off and allowing those 5-yard receptions.
Yeah, those hitch routes have really been Sumner's bread and butter tonight. I didn't really expect Elijah Christian to come out in the hitch route, as all of his receptions have been major chunk plays this season.
1st down and 10. Sumner once again. It's a stop and go. Trying to find Christian again, but he cannot hold in. Pino parks in coverage, and it is incomplete.
The Riverview secondary is asking for a pass interference on Christian, and they do not get it. But luckily for them, it's an incomplete pass, forcing a 2nd and 10.
Some solid coverage from Pino Parks, an emerging sophomore for this Riverview side who has really, really improved this season. He had an injury his freshman season. He showed flashes that year, and this year he's really taken that next step to being a good defensive back. It's 2nd down and 10. Christian goes in motion behind the quarterback, and the Hurricanes once again just moving the ball efficiently on the ground. Kadon White adding to the totals.
Looks like they're giving Keith Smith an extra bit of rest, as Kadon White has been out here the whole drive.
And Kadon White came into this game as probably the back that has performed better for this Manatee side. Came in with 449 yards and 8 touchdowns compared to 315 yards and 3 touchdowns for Smith.
It's not just that, it's the carry battle.
Dump off to Williams. Williams evades the first tackler and picks up a 1st down. This Hurricanes offense has really found their rhythm. They're utilizing the short game. You know, we talked about how they should be utilizing the long game, but they've really keyed in on that short game, and it's worked.
Yeah, it has. Unfortunately, Jaquan Williams is down, and that will be a huge blow to this Manatee offense if they lose him.
And he looks to be in a lot of pain, but able to get up on his own power, which is really good to see and something that this Manatee side desperately needed. He has 5 receptions on the night so far. He is the top wideout on this Manatee side.
Yeah, it's really not that close, especially this season, when Keith Smith is 2nd on the team in receiving yards. And quite frankly, it's not
close. The next person in receptions is Prince, and it's an 18 reception gap. Make it 20 plus after tonight's game. It's 1st down and 10. Manatee working their way into Riverview territory as Kadon White takes the 1st down carry and gets another 1st down. This Hurricane offense.
It's really like Kadon White is seeing what Keith Smith has been doing, and he's trying to sort of not really emulate, but still put his stamp on the game as to, hey, I'm keeping Manatee in the game too. It isn't just the guy who I share the backfield
Well, this
with.
Riverview defense has just had no answer, but it's been the Manatee defense which has kind of taken the advantage that this Hurricane offense figuring it out away, because they haven't figured out Riverview's offense all night long. Once again on the ground, and once again some room. Can White hit the edge? Able to just turn the wheels and pick up a gain of about 5. Second down and 5 as the third quarter approaching its end.
Looks like we've got Jaquan Williams going back into the game. That's a good sign for the Hurricanes.
You can still see him hobbling back on. Well, you couldn't really see it through our camera angle, but as he was coming onto the field, just a little bit of a hobble, but he wants to be on the field, and they need him on the field. Second down and 4.
9 seconds left in the third quarter. Jamari Moore comes off when Williams came in. Hopefully that experience will help.
Sumner will keep it, and he's got nowhere to go. And that will take us to the end of quarter number 3. Hurricanes driving, and boy, do they need it, down by 21 at home.
Somebody help!
When Sarasota needs a hero for their roof, Mighty Dog Roofing answers the call. Serving Sarasota homeowners with expert roofing, installation, and repairs. Trusted by your neighbors from Lakewood Ranch to Venice. Fully licensed, insured, and committed to 5-star service. Proud sponsors of Riverview High School football. Let's go Rams!
Are you thinking about working with Mighty Dog Roofing? Well, check this out. Schedule your free inspection today, and you can receive $500 off your next roofing project. That's a top dog offer right there.
Proud sponsors of Riverview High School football.
And here we go. Welcome to the fourth quarter. Hurricane offense retakes the field. We got third and short 3 yards to go.
Third down and 5 as we begin quarter number 4 here at Manatee High School. Play action, and he's brought to the ground.
Levi Ruffton on the sack, and that is a complete mood kill if you are the Hurricanes.
That's a disaster for the Hurricanes. Levi Ruffton came flying off the edge.
Came flying off the edge and had nobody to even guard him. That was really impressive play right there, and looks like the offense will stay on the field.
They do not have a choice. They have to go for this, and you have to have that sense that if the Hurricanes don't complete this, they might have met their match tonight. It's fourth down and 12.
Both backs, Kadon White and Keith Smith in the backfield.
Sumner with time, airs it out, and it is interception. Levi Ruffton just got the sack, and he gets the pick. What a sequence of plays from Ruffton.
One-man wrecking crew as he gets that sack and the interception right after, and he's putting his stamp on this defense. It's not really a clinic, but they're getting the job done when it matters.
What a massive stand by that Riverview defense. 3rd and 5, Ruffton gets the sack to make it 4th down and long. Then he gets the pick, and now you feel that Riverview is solely in control. 1st down and 10, Riverview will take over at their own 33-yard line. Nipper going down the field for Huffman, and he bubbles it. Trent Huffman had it in his hands, but was just not able to come down with it. Just missed it, and that would have been another big play for this Riverview offense.
This offense has done nothing short of having these big chunk plays, as Huffman almost had another major play for this Rams offense. He just could not corral that ball.
Was good coverage from Zaire Green. 2nd down and 10. On the ground to Belt. And able to get a few. It's a 3-yard gain, and so it brings up 3rd down and 7. A chance for the Hurricanes to get off the field. You wouldn't imagine that Riverview would risk going for it and giving the Hurricanes the ball back. And not likely, but there's still time remaining in this game, but the Hurricanes are going to have to get a stop relatively quickly.
Not a running clock yet, but we're getting close to it.
Isaiah Belt goes back to the backfield. They are going to keep it on the ground, and they will pick up the first down. 3rd down and long. Riverview once again decides to keep it on the ground, and it pays off. Normally for most teams, that is a passing situation. But if you watch Riverview enough, it turns into a running situation. You would almost say and predict that it would be a run, and you see why Isaiah Belt and this offensive line, man, they just punch you right in the mouth.
Yeah, on any sort of 3rd down play for the Rams, it has been a run. They have entrusted their 2 backs, James and Belt, to gain those first downs on the 3rd and longs, which is really unorthodox for any other team.
So 1st down and 10, ball at the Riverview 46-yard line. Belt again, and he gets away from the first tacklers. Hard-nosed running from Isaiah Belt. Nearing the 1st down marker. Just a yard short. 2nd down and 1 coming up. Just so tough. It's just tough running. And that's what Riverview's money, like I just said, they'll just punch you right in the mouth. But that's what it is. This Riverview offense, they're like, yes, we know what we're going to do. And we're still going to do it, and we're still going to beat you. It's incredible.
It's not even the runs in general. It's not even sweeping the outside part of the line. It is punching it up the gut.
And Belt gets taken down by the face mask. Davon Bryant got to Belt, but not before getting his face mask with him. And it'll be a free 15 for Riverview.
Yeah, we sort of covered it early in the game that limiting your mistakes are the key to winning this game. It doesn't matter the side. And Davon Bryant made a spectacular play that got completely wiped away by just one mistake, and now Riverview's offense is in business again.
So after the penalty, Riverview will move inside the 35-yard line. They'll move all the way to the 30. So 1st down and 10. 8:39 to go here in the 4th quarter. Riverview on their way to their 8th win of the season. If this holds, they will end the year 8-1-1 with the 1 tied in Naples in the season opener and the 1 loss to Venice, which they will look to see them again in the Class 7A Region 2 playoffs. They are currently slated, if both teams win their first 2 playoff games, which both teams will host, they will meet on Thanksgiving weekend the Friday after Thanksgiving for a battle, most likely in Venice. Nippert going down the field. Sheffo has 3. No, they're going to say he stepped out at the 1. Make it the 2. So 1st down and goal. Noah Sheffo and Nippert have been on the same page all night long.
Not just all night long, really all season long, as these two have had a record-setting campaign, respectively, in their own right.
Handoff. There's Belt. And there is the punctuation on this game. Isaiah Belt in the end zone again. Riverview has opened up a 4-score lead on this Halloween night and are well on their way to at least 2 home playoff games. And when we kind of were talking about this game earlier in the week, you and I, when we were doing our prep, if Riverview had lost, they would have fell down to the 3 seed most likely, which would have only guaranteed them 1 playoff game. Well, we're going to take a look at the bracket now as Brody Carroll knocks in the extra point, which has Riverview up 56-28. But we'll take a look at the playoff bracket. Riverview right now is going to play Alonzo most likely in round 1, but that's Sumner's side. They're a good side. They've got a great record and very easily could have jumped into the number 2 spot. Had Riverview had lost this game tonight, it would have been Sumner most likely hosting Riverview in round 2 of the playoffs. Obviously, Riverview has to get by Alonzo, but odds are is that they will get by that game. It's important for Riverview to host that game against Sumner. There's a difference when you're playing at home. Sumner's a 2-hour drive away from Sarasota. All things that matter. It's why games like these matter so much.
Yeah, it's just the home field advantage. And they really say there's no place like home. And that has been true for Riverview, as they had a homestand going undefeated at home.
And we have some pushing and shoving going on. Tempers have finally flared between these two sides. 7:48 to go here in the fourth quarter. Refs will keep the flags in their pocket, and the Manatee offense will come on out. They showed some flashes tonight, had a couple of big plays, but could never fully get in the rhythm. That's been the story all year, and we touched on that. This had to be the best offensive game that Manatee played, because Manatee has the defense normally, but they didn't tonight, letting up 56 points.
Yeah, just Manatee has been really stagnant, and whatever energy they have left is going to be a minimum, as Kadon White is in the backfield and Keith Smith is getting his rest right now.
Play action. Sumner has his man over the middle. Sean Wilson on the reception, the senior wide receiver. Manatee trying to end this game with a good punctuate, a good end. As we'll take a look at the Class 5A bracket, you see Manatee at the 2. Most likely it will be Cape Coral who jumps into the 3 spot. So a possible home game versus Gulf Coast upcoming for Manatee, but that is still a very winnable bracket for the Hurricanes. They will have 2 weeks before that first playoff game. Sumner hands it off up the middle. Able to take it for a gain of about 5 yards. Keith Smith back in the game now, has all 4 touchdowns. While Manatee might not have all the bright spots, they definitely don't have any defensive bright spots tonight. But Keith Smith, a guy that came into this game as probably the number 2 back, more than doubles his touchdown total. He had 3 coming in, 4 just in this game alone. He has really been a bright spot for this Manatee side.
Yeah, if this game doesn't give Keith Smith the RB1 role, I don't know what does. It's been all him, the whole team. The defense has been silent.
Sumner one-on-one going for Christian, and it's incomplete. But there is a flag. They're going to get Pino Parks for pass interference and going to say he did not turn around. It will be an automatic first down.
We have Coach C on Riverview is trying to ask why is that a pass interference.
And you can see Coach Christiani pleading his case with the official, but to no avail. So it will be a first down for the Hurricanes.
Likely too little too late for the Hurricanes, as their defense has really not helped out their offense. Especially in the second half, you have Ronan Dangler relatively silent. Derek Morgan
everybody's been silent on that. They've just had no answer. They've had highlights tonight, and they've made some solid plays, but there's just been relatively no answer for this Riverview offense. But that's what many defenses run into against such an electric Riverview side. It's a credit to how electric Riverview's offense really is. Here's Smith. Makes a move to the outside, and he is pushed out just before the 10-yard line. Jabari Farland able to shove him out of bounds and keep him away from his 5th touchdown of the game. You almost feel like he's going to get it.
He most definitely is.
Oh, no, they're taking him out. Oh.
Never mind.
That's no fun.
Come on, dude. You got to let him play now.
First down and 10 at the 11-yard line as the Hurricanes are in the Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota red zone. Gettle's got it.
Going back to that Riverview offense, compared to what that unit was not even a year ago, and the amount of change that's happened, it's been so impressive. Give the credit to the coaching staff for all that.
This Riverview team struggled last year. They came into Manatee last year and got walloped. They got destroyed. 1 year later, what difference does a year make? You hear that saying all the time. And my, oh my, it made a difference. 56-28 the score. There have been multiple games against teams that they lost to last year that they've just came in and not only won, but handled. First down and goal, or excuse me, second down and 3. Hands off up the middle. And is he going to get in? No, he is not. He is brought down at about the 2-yard line. White could not get in. So third down and 1.
I think what this staff from Manatee is trying to get is Caden White that one score.
And he will get the first down, but he is not going to get the touchdown. Or is it a touchdown? It looked like they marked him down at the 1. No, they'll give him the touchdown. So Caden White does get into the end zone. It looked like the far side official marked him down at the 1-yard line, but they will give him the 6, and it makes it a 56-34 game. The extra point pending.
Caden White finally adds his name to the score sheet tonight, as it has been all Keith Smith, and Caden White's like, no, I want to score too, and that's what he just did there.
56-35. We'll see if Manatee comes out in the onside kick formation. You almost have to. 5:14 to go. Hurricanes still with some time. They still have 3 timeouts, but you've got to get the onside kick. There's really no other way. But Riverview on their way to hosting 2 playoff games. We'll hear a quick word from Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota. Rams on top, 56-35.
The vehicles aren't the only thing that's state-of-the-art. Our facility is second to none at Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.
Gettle Hyundai of Sarasota.com.
So Manatee will try the onside kick here with, and that went backwards. That went backwards by 8 yards. I don't know if I've ever seen that. There's a lot of things that I've seen watching football. The onside kick just went backwards by 8 yards, and if you could take a video of this game and sum it up for Manatee, you'd probably clip that.
That onside kick has been a perfect example of what this game has been for Manatee. You start off a little bit strong, and then
it started going forward, and then it just went all downhill from there.
Yeah, it's like they peaked early, and it just all went downhill. So sort of like the Cowboys in the '90s, they're just peaking and just going straight downhill.
First down and 10 for Riverview, who will take advantage of the backwards onside kick. They will start at the 33-yard line of the Hurricanes. Or they'll move it back now. It's gonna be at the 27-yard line. That is unbelievable. First down and 10. And you would have to imagine Riverview is going to be quite content to just let this clock roll out. No reason to be aggressive up by 21. There's James. And a walk in the end zone. So much for not being aggressive. You don't have to be aggressive with this offense. Torian James in again. My goodness. Riverview on the night so far with 297 rushing yards. It's unbelievable. There truly is no stopping this offense. The only time they have been held in check is that game against Venice. And when you talk to these players and you talk to these coaches, they want another shot at it. They think that they can get on their A game and make it a game. And that's what it's about against a team like Venice. You're not just going to go over there and overpower Venice like you are Manatee, but you've got to go and give yourself a shot. And they're trying to iron out the wrinkles right now.
Yeah, like if you're Venice watching this game, you're trying to figure out if we see them in the playoffs, how do we counter that rushing attack, that two-headed monster that is Torian James and Isaiah Bell. Now, if you're Riverview, you have to figure out how to get that passing game involved.
You have to get the passing game involved, but the passing game wasn't even all that bad against Venice, but you've got to stop Tyree Manning, which is a lot easier said than done. Tyree Manning with over 1,000 receiving yards. Only just a sophomore. He transferred over to Booker and has made an immediate impact for this Venice side who has their eyes set on back-to-back state championships. They won one in 2017, 2021 last year, and they have a good path. And the kickoff is botched and picked up by Christian, and it will be a first down for the Hurricanes at their own 27-yard line.
Now, if you're this point at the Hurricanes, I would just play for pride. Like, you're not going to get back into this game. Might as well just go out on a high note.
First down and 10 coming up for the Hurricanes. Hurricanes will have a home playoff game. They're not going to fall any further than 4. They most likely will be the 3 seed. Could possibly host Gulf Coast or possibly Charlotte, depending on what happens. The rankings will come out a week from today. Manatee trying to go back to the semifinals as Sumner tries to take off and run, and he goes nowhere. Aaron Zinn in on the tackle.
Now, when we were doing our prep, Addison, we didn't expect the game to be like this. We were envisioning, all right, well, this is going to be a close game. Manatee's played some really tough opponents. They've lost to all of them, sure, but give them the credit that, like, they're due. Give them the respect that, like, they deserved. And just Riverview rolled in here to Bradenton, and they shut us up.
It's a Manatee side that has played the toughest schedule in the entire state of Florida. Sumner on second down has Christian, and it's enough for the first down. But it's a game that most people probably thought that Riverview had the edge coming in. Manatee lost in their biggest rivalry game of this season to Palmetto 31-13. And that you watch that game and you think, okay, well, Riverview has the edge, but man, this Manatee defense is really good. And don't let that 31-13 score versus Palmetto fool you. It was a 10-7 Manatee lead at half, or 10-7 Palmetto lead at halftime. It was a close game, and then Palmetto blew it up in the fourth quarter, but it's a side that competed tough with the side that Riverview barely beat. Palmetto's only loss on the season remains to Riverview.
That was a late night when they came into Sarasota to play Riverview. We had it. What was it, an hour and a half?
An hour and a half delay, and Riverview ended up winning that game 38-35. Quarterback Matthew Hennessy threw an interception to Jabari Farland to ice that game. Jabari Farland had an interception tonight. He has 6 on the season. He has been a standout safety for this Riverview bunch.
He leads the team in interceptions by a long shot.
There's nobody else even close. Sumner under pressure. Cannot get away. No, he can get away. Sumner, it's going to be close to the first down marker. They're going to give it to him. First down and 10. Looked like there was no way he was going to get away from that pressure. Somehow, some way, able to get away. And again, it's been a fairly relatively rushing attack, but Mason Sumner in moments has shown a lot of flashes of his ability as a quarterback, and they trust him. They, for the majority of the season, were starting senior quarterback Logan Rogers, but Mason Sumner, as a junior, has really won this quarterback job. Play action over the middle, and once again, it is incomplete. That's the second time tonight that Jaquan Williams just has not been able to haul it in. Second down and 10 coming up.
No, if he caught that, that would be at least a 15-yard gain, but he did have two white jerseys closing in on him quick. But that would have been 15 yards. That would have been like another shred of life for this Manatee team.
Oh, there's no life. They're dead.
Barely.
Not barely. They're dead. They're dead. It's a Manatee side that jumped out to a 14-7 lead. Riverview was faced with the third down and 10. They converted it and did not look back. Sumner tried to find Christian and could not.
Miles Preziquez on the pressure that forced Sumner to roll out, and he just could not find his man.
Third down and 10, and Riverview's going to jump. So third down and 5 coming up here for the Hurricanes offense. As time winds down, 2:18 to go here in quarter number 4. Under pressure again. And it's going to be close. Able to get the first down. And the helmet came off.
Nolan Lawson.
Manatee taking their time here on the final drive, trying to end the season on a positive note. And it's kind of been a flip of what Manatee's season has been, right? They've been the defensive team. They've been the defensive-minded team. The offense was never really able to get going, but now tonight, it's the exact opposite. The offense got going. 35 points, but the defense, that's where they could not find their way.
The offense certainly gotten going tonight. It's credit to Keith Smith.
What a night that he has had.
4 touchdowns on the play. 80% of their scoring has been credited to Keith Smith. 3 rushing touchdowns, a 100-yard house call kickoff return touchdown. It's been his game.
Time winds down as Riverview will move to 8-1-1 to end their first season under head coach Mark Cristiani. Came in after Josh Smithers stepped down, and he has done a very nice job. And that is not look good. Jaquan Williams, who came down with an injury earlier in the game. looks to have re-aggravated it, and he will head to the sideline. 3rd down and 4. Some upcoming broadcast on Arsenal Productions. It is the Riverview Girls season opener on November 4th. And then all the home playoff games, they will be exclusive on the NVHS network. Hands off up the middle, White running hard. Just dragging defenders with them and able to pick up the 1st down. This running attack for Manatee has been the bright spot for this team tonight between Kadon White. Obviously, Keith Smith had an incredible night himself. 53 seconds to go in quarter number 4.
Yeah, the rushing attack has not been the problem
No, not at all.
Just something that Riverview's defense has not figured out yet. Everything else has been all right.
Summer over the air, and it is knocked away and almost intercepted. Summer just could not get it to his man, Christian.
Deflection was Tyree Sneed, I believe.
2nd down and 10 with 32 seconds remaining. It's been a long final minute of this game. Second and 10 on the final couple plays. Summer in the shotgun with Kadon White to his left. Got him for a 1st down. He has really targeted Elijah Christian often in the 2nd half. And Mason Summer with another good completion. And it looks like there is a Riverview player down on the ground. It is Caden Huffman. Caden Huffman, a transfer over from Lakewood Ranch, has had a good year in his first year with Riverview. Plays behind Aaron Zinn and Gabe Halprin, but has had some productive moments this season. Forced a fumble last week in that win against Lehigh. 14 seconds remain as Huffman will get looked at. We'll give you one last look at the brackets. These will be the final brackets before the official brackets are released. Once again, Riverview, the number 2 seed, slated for that matchup against Alonzo. And then the Manatee Hurricanes will be matching up against Charlotte. But that game probably is going to change due to the fact of the nature of this loss. Most likely going to see Manatee drop back to the 3, possibly even the 4 spot. And they're only going to have one playoff game, and that's where this loss really hurts this Manatee side. That was the goal coming into the game for both these teams, was to secure 2 home playoff games. Riverview did it in flying colors, and Summer completes the pass over the middle. It is caught by Sean Wilson for a touchdown, and so Manatee will end this game on a positive note.
Yeah, well, better late than never, I guess, when getting a passing touchdown in. Summer sees the man over the middle and just finds him for the score, and on a positive note.
63-41 the score. If you had said before the game that Manatee put up 42 points, boy, you would have thought that this was either a down-to-the-wire thriller or that Manatee won this game. But the Manatee defense, just no answer for this Riverview offense. We will have one final knee down, and that will conclude the 2025 season. We want to say thank you on behalf of all of you guys watching and who have watched and supported our streams all year long, to the Halprin family, the Perziquez family, the Nippert family, and everyone that has helped us out all year long on the broadcast. It is greatly appreciated. We will be live for the playoff games. However, those will be streamed exclusively on the NVHS network. If you follow our social medias or if you check back here on YouTube, on the day of the playoff game, we will have the link to that stream. So you will still be able to, it'll be us, but it'll just be on a different network. But again, thank you so much for your support all season long. It has been quite the season for this Riverview Rams team, as the onside kick will be recovered. It's Matthew Baker who falls down on it. Bobbled it at first, but was able to come back on it. And Riverview will head out for the final time in the regular season. Shout out to Matthew Baker. He's a solid wide receiver on this Riverview side, and all the fancy graphics that you see on our live streams, they're not done by me. All I know how to do is talk, ladies and gentlemen. They're all done by the talented Matthew Baker. 63-42, one final play. Rams will come out just to knee it down and conclude this game and this season. Riverview will host at least 2 playoff games if they win the first one. They are slated to host 2, but they got to handle business. We've said often they're going to host 2. Well, they still got to win game number 1, but they will most likely be the number 2 seed in the FHSAA regional playoffs.
It's not just football for us. We will be doing Riverview soccer as well this winter,
along with Riverview baseball in the spring. And for those University of Florida fans, if rugby's not your thing, if you want to get into rugby, we will also be covering the University of Florida rugby team this season. Thanks so much for tuning in all season long here on Arsenal Productions. We look forward to having you on for the 2025 FHSAA playoffs, streamed exclusively on the NVHS network. Riverview concludes the regular season with a 63-42 win over the Manatee Hurricanes and conclude their year 8 wins, 1 loss, and 1 tie.